Hi guys, and welcome to day 139 in winter.
Which part of good morning guys didn't you understand?
Did I not say good morning guys?
I said hi guys.
Hi guys, good morning guys.
No, that's fine. Perfect. No, not because it's a Wednesday. It's a special day for two reasons. The first, it is Pat Sharples' birthday. Now, if you're watching this and you don't know who Pat Sharples is, where have you been? But basically, among being a mogul legend in his youth, he is the coach of the UK Olympic freestyle skiing team. He basically looks after the slopestyle boys and girls. Anyway, it's his birthday today. And secondly, I bumped into a very old friend today who knew she was in resort. But anyway, we did a severe double take as we crossed paths on the way to the slopes. So, as this story concerns both of these people, we're now going to do the Boss to Boss 2002, or as I call it, the best day I've ever had in all my ski seasons. Before I start, I should quickly just go through and describe exactly what the competition I'm talking about is. Roughly in 1989, a classic example of seasonaires saying "I am better than you" happened in a bar, and I think in Val d'Isère. And these seasonaires were from Chamonix, and they basically said, "We have got better bump skiers than you have." And so they had a competition, which ended up being called the Boss to Boss, which is a mixture of English and French words. Boss being bumps, and boss, of course, being boss. Boss of the bumps. Anyway, the competition in general requires teams from each resort to have 13 people, 7 male skiers, 2 female skiers, 2 snowboarders, and 2 telemarkers. They ski head-to-head down a mogul run, and the fastest person down the run, or the one with the best style and jump and blah 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 blah, rules and rules and rules, wins that point. Because there are 13 people, there will always be an odd number, and there will always be one team that wins overall between those two. Simple? Yes. Then we'll begin. Back in 2002, Courchevel, I think for the first time, entered a team for the Boss to Boss. And we, and by we I mean myself and about 15 other people, hopped on a coach and headed towards Chamonix for the event. What was to follow was a remarkable day of teamwork, luck, skill, and great fun. So this ragtag group of seasonaires, which were made up of a British mogul champion, a bar manager, a couple of ski instructors, a vocal ski pro, a ski shop owner, a couple of snowboarders, a barman, a chalet girl, a rep, and an absolute beginner, basically went up against teams that had been doing it a lot longer than we had. But luckily for us, the weather was on our side. The weather was terrible. It was trying to rain. It was trying to snow. The cloud was coming in. The cloud was coming out. It was just a matter of, oh, look, you can see the course. Oh, no, you can't see the course anymore. It got so bad that they actually had to dye the course red so that you could see where the bumps were. It looked actually like someone had been killed on it. And immediately when we got up there, you could tell the camaraderie of the team came together. The bar manager opened up a carry-all that contained an awful lot of energy drink and a couple of bottles of vodka, and the bar was open. And from that moment on, everybody went and gave 110%. whether they landed on their asses, whether they performed perfectly. It was just amazing. I was absolutely speechless. It was from watching pros like Pat Sharples and Jean-Marc Bellevue, ski bumps with their knees locked together, how you should do in the old days, to watching, barman, chalet girls, and even the beginner who had never skied bumps before do it. Literally, they gave it their all. As the day went on, and because of the weather, the competition was running longer and longer than it should have done, until they got to a point where they physically had to stop the competition. The ski lifts were about to close, and literally they had to get everyone off the mountain. And luckily, a couple of the teams had yet to do their final runs. So they totted up the scores, and what would you know, we were tied with Maribel for first place. So it was decided that in the true spirit of competition, we should declare it a draw and share the prize. Of course, we went down to Chamonix town and had a boat race, which Maribel won through dubious reasons, I'm sure. But suffice to say, we went and nicked the cup. So, not that I want to take anything away from all the individual achievement that went up there, but suffice to say, over the next 7 years, we went back to Chamonix time after time and were not able to replicate such a feat of winning the competition. And this is because Mr. Sharples wasn't the captain of our team for subsequent years. So I can only put it down to the fact that he was the reason why we won. Maybe we were the catalyst to his future coaching endeavours. I can only think so. Anyway, that is my story of the best day of the season, the Boss to Boss 2002. If you enjoyed this and you would like to see more, why don't you click on the subscribe button there? If you like this, why don't you click on the button down there? If you'd like to leave a comment below, by all means. And with that, I shall see you all tomorrow. Good night.